Hello, Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. I hope you're well. Thank you so much for being here. I'm Jen with Timeline Tarot, and this is your prediction for April 2026. It is a collective general reading. So as the messages come through today, take what fits and leave what doesn't, because if it's not your message, it simply means it is meant for someone else. And be sure to check out your other placements. If you don't know what they are, in the description box is a link where you can obtain your free birth chart. With all of that said, let's begin. Tapping into the Pisces collective now, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. What does Pisces need to know for April 2026? What do they need to know for April 2026? Let's get one more shuffle here for you. Thank you. In the heart of your spread, we have the Page of Cups. In the top row, we have the Page of Swords, we have the Hanged Man, and we have the Nine of Swords. Flanking the Page of Swords is the King of Wands and the Ace of Wands. In the bottom row, we have Judgment, we have the Knight of Swords, and we have the Knight of Cups. Lots of people or lots of energy in your reading this month. At the bottom of the deck is your overall energy. You have Temperance, you have the Five of Cups, and you have the Emperor. And that leaves the Knight of Wands, Three of Swords, Two of Wands, and the World card at the bottom of the deck. I feel like you are quickly approaching a massive close here. Really big cycle. Maybe with one person, for others of you, a couple of people here. This is coming in quick. And I think it's something you already know about. I'm doing this reading on the 3rd. I'll release it as soon as I'm done recording it. So, yeah, I have a feeling you already know this. All right, let's begin to clarify this. I'm using the After Tarot deck. If you're not familiar with this deck, the images are different. The meanings change a bit. So we'll go through it as necessary for your reading today. Clarify this, please, for Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. What does Pisces need to know for April 2026? We are clarifying Page of Swords, the Hanged Man, Nine of Swords, King of Wands, Page of Cups, Ace of Wands, Judgment, Knight of Swords, and the Knight of Cups. One more shuffle here. Thank you. Page of Swords is clarified by the Nine of Cups. The Hanged Man, clarified by the Nine of Wands. The Nine of Swords, clarified by Death. King of Wands, clarified by Judgment. Page of Cups, clarified by King of Cups. It's like out with the old and in with the new. Page of Wands, clarified by Eight of Pentacles. Judgment, clarified by the Empress. The Knight of Swords, clarified by the Four of Pentacles. The Knight of Cups, clarified by the Queen of Wands. There seems to be a disengagement, I'll say, with one person and an engagement with a new person. Overall energy. Page of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles, Three of Pentacles. That leaves the King of Pentacles, Five of Pentacles, Chariot to the Nine of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. Okay, your overall energy here for April is you're closing out a cycle with one entity and opening a new cycle with another entity. What do I mean when I say entity? You're closing out one friendship and opening up another. You're leaving one partner or closing up a chapter with one partner and you're moving towards another. You're leaving one job for another. I don't know who the King of Wands and the King of Cups are, and they could be queens. I don't read body parts, but two very distinct energies. You're calling judgment on one. This is done. Then you're calling judgment on this one. This is beginning. So your overall energy, Page of Cups to King of Cups. Your heart is open, but not in a particular direction anymore. The King of Cups, which is you, whether you're masculine or feminine, you are dumping out the cup here very clearly in the After Tarot deck. But you are receiving an offer from someone else. So it's like, I don't know, I get this feeling of changing of the guard. Top row, Page of Swords to Nine of Cups. The offer of communication that you get makes you very happy, but it's like you're receiving it while you're closing this out. So it's almost like you get an offer for a new job and you're like, oh, I'm so excited, but I can't start the new job right until I give these people notice. There's something like that. Or maybe you're in the middle of separation or you're wrapping up a divorce and meanwhile you're meeting someone new. There's something like that here at play. Nine of Swords to the Death card. You seem to be worried in regards to closing something out and opening up something new. But I do see you here working on the new. So this seems to be two life paths kind of overlapped. The ending of one and the beginning of another. Let's clarify. Tell me about the offer here that Pisces is receiving in April 2026. Clarify the Page of Cups here. Clarify the Page of Cups here. One more shuffle. Thank you. Page of Cups, Three of Wands, Nine of Pentacles, and the Ten of Pentacles. Bottom of the deck, Sun card. Well, whoever is proposing this to you, this offer makes you very happy. Again, this could be career related, love and romance. Let's clarify that King of Cups, although that's your energy, but I'd like to see how you're feeling about this. This would be the offer from someone who is hoping that you accept, hoping that you will move forward with them. Tell me about the King of Cups. Why is Pisces in the King of Cups energy? One more shuffle. Thank you. King of Cups is clarified by Knight of Wands, Queen of Swords, and the Ten of Pentacles. You got the Ten of Pentacles here twice. Bottom of the deck, Five of Cups. This is a new connection. So if you've been looking for a job, it looks like you have a new job offer. If you are closing out a romantic partnership, this is you and maybe the new person moving forward, or you're meeting the new person. I don't know where you are in the Piscean timeline, but I know by the time we get to the middle of the month, both of you are moving forward with the new while still processing and ending with something or someone else here. So you're saying yes to the job, but now you still have to give your notice. You're dating the new person, but you're still going through separation or divorce. There's something like that here happening, but you're definitely eyeing the new. In the After Tarot deck, the Five of Cups, you're not lamenting over the three cups that are spilled over like we normally see. Instead, you are looking right at the new opportunity, the new soulmate, the new job. The Star, the Lovers, and the Hierophant. So this is a choice you're making when it comes to your stability or the structure of your life. Yeah, you're moving in a new direction. Page of Swords to the Nine of Cups. Clarify that Page of Swords. This makes you very happy. One more shuffle. Thank you. Page of Swords clarified by the Sun. Happiest card in the deck. Two of Pentacles and the Nine of Wands. Bottom of the deck, the Fool. There's your new beginning. So you have an offer, opportunity, catalyst, and you're excited. You're wounded and weary because, like I said, you're closing something out here with someone else, or you're leaving a job behind. Could be a realtor here for all I know. Sometimes I look at the Ten of Pentacles as an investment in property. So it could be for some of you, you're getting a divorce or you're separating, but you're receiving some really good news because you have a new flat or a new apartment or a new home waiting for you. There's definitely the closing of one chapter and the opening of another. Clarify the Nine of Cups. It's like I'm wounded and weary because I'm dealing with this, or I just wrapped this up, or I'm in the process of wrapping this up. But, ooh, what's that? Like shiny, I just said, ooh, what's that? Shiny new object, Tower. It's like, wow, in the middle of all of this chaos, Page of Swords to the Page of Swords, incoming communication, offer, or opportunity that makes you happy, and you move towards the new. Because in the Seven of Cups in the After Tarot deck, we're leaving behind Six Cups, the person from the past, the job from the past, the community we've always lived in, and we are now embracing the Ace of Cups. This is definitely changing of the guard energy. Dumping out the cup from one, offer opportunity from one, and accepting the offer opportunity from the other. Seven of Pentacles, Knight of Swords, Queen of Cups. There you are. Okay, I'd like to see what you're closing out. Nine of Swords. Clarify that Nine of Swords. Clarify the Nine of Swords here. One more shuffle. Thank you. Nine of Swords, the Chariot, the King of Pentacles, and the Seven of Swords. Bottom of the deck, Nine of Cups. Clarify the Death card. Clarify the Death card. One more shuffle. Thank you. Queen of Cups, there you are again, whether you're masculine or feminine. Seven of Swords again. And the Hangman. Bottom of the deck, Ten of Swords. This is done. Don't allow me to tell you what you should or shouldn't do, or any other tarot reader. This is your life, but energetically, to me, it looks like you're done. You don't feel like this person is honest. I don't know who the King of Wands is. They don't have to be a masculine. They don't have to be a fire sign. But you're calling judgment on them in April. Whether it's the job, the lover, the family member, the friend, or the political group or community group or something like that you're part of. Because we saw that Hierophant. So, that can apply to a lot of different scenarios or organizations or relationships. but you're done. There's a lot of deception. You've caught this person in deception. You're making the judgment call here and then hangman energy to release and to let go of this person. They're untrustworthy. 10 of Swords, Justice, and the Strength card. Some of you are getting a divorce, or you're just severing the legal contract that you have with them. So again, could be someone that you're contractually obligated to. Could be like closing out the lease. Could be selling the house. Could be leaving the job. Could be getting a divorce. There's definitely something here at play. Tell me about the King of Wands, this person that Pisces is leaving behind. Tell me about the King of Wands here. Tell me about the King of Wands. One more shuffle. Thank you. The King of Wands, clarified by the Tower, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Ten of Swords. And that's done. You're moving towards the new. Ace of Cups to the World card. And you're happy. You're excited for the new job, the new life, the new lease on life, the new place to live, the new community, the new love partner. This is done. And I almost think it's a little bit amicable. Maybe it wasn't in the beginning, but you seem to be accepting the ending here because now your future is so bright. Judgment. Tell me about Judgment here. And I think this ending was a long time coming. Knight of Pentacles to the Ten of Swords. It's not a surprise. So maybe for some of you, you've been in a divorce for the last year. This is the month it's wrapping up. Or you're starting the divorce this, in this month. But again, it's been a long time coming. Same thing if this is a job you've known for probably up to the last year. You didn't want to be there anymore. So the judgment call you're making isn't so abrupt. Like this ending has been in the making for quite some time, energetically at least, even if it wasn't in the actual 3D everyday life. Although for some of you it was. Judgment. One more shuffle. Thank you. Six of Cups, that person from the past. Temperance and the Two of Swords, and they can stay right there. Ooh, Five of Wands, Knight of Cups, Five of Pentacles, Ten of Swords, again to Justice. You're ending a huge karmic cycle here. So you are embracing the offer opportunity for the new. You're excited for the new. You're happy about the new. You're passionate about the new. You're working on the new. You feel like this was the best decision you could have made for yourself, your family, for those of you who have family, for your career, for your life, for your future. I mean, you're letting go. Knight of Swords to the Four of Pentacles. The Four of Pentacles in the After Tarot deck, we see our miser holding on to the Four of Pentacles, but then we see that scorpionic energy of the Grim Reaper. This is the let go. So there's conversation, communication here with you and the person who's exiting, and then there's conversation, communication between you and the new opportunity that is coming in. I want to know about the new opportunity just a little bit more. I don't think we need to waste your time digging into the past person, especially if this message resonates for you. Yeah, it's done. You already know that at the time I'm doing this reading. This just seems to be a little bit closer to the ending or finalization in the month of April. I don't feel like this is abrupt, even though we had the Two Towers. I don't think it's that abrupt. That Knight of Pentacles tells me it's been a long time coming. Tell me about the Knight of Cups, the new offer or the new opportunity. Thank you. All happening in divine timing. I know we just love that word, Ace of Pentacles, to the Wheel of Fortune. Literally your brand new start. It's solid and it's grounded. Now, aces are opportunities. You don't have to take every opportunity in life that's presented to you. Four of Swords, bottom of that Queen of Pentacles. But I think after you think about it for a little bit, you're going to take it. Tell me about that Queen of Wands. Tell me about the Queen of Wands. One more shuffle. Thank you. Queen of Wands, Five of Swords, the Star, and the Devil. Wow. The Devil in the After Tarot deck is detached. So I almost feel like, let me give you a couple of different examples here on how this can play out. You're sick and tired of this job, this boss, or, maybe you like the boss, but you don't like what you do, or you like what you do, but you don't like the boss. But I'm going to simplify the message for you. You've known for a long time you were leaving this boss or this place of employment. You've put out your feelers. You have a new job opportunity. They're going to pay you more. They're going to treat you better. everything sounds good and you decide to move forward with it. You struggle a little bit. Do I really want to do this? And then you're like, you know what? This is my opportunity to have a really good job. This boss has been a piece of shit to me, and there's been a lot of deception. I've been overlooked for raises and promotions. I'm done. I'm taking the job. And by the time you get to the end of April, it looks like you're giving your notice. You're detaching, if you will, from the other job, and you're communicating to the new job that you are accepting their offer. That's what it looks like to me. If this is a friendship, kind of the same thing is happening. This has been a long time coming. You don't trust this person. They're deceptive in nature. It's a friend who's never there for you, and you're done with them. And it looks like there's a conversation between you and them of, you know what, we're no longer on the same page. We don't get along. And it looks like you're breaking away. And then you're moving towards another friend, if you want to look at it that way. Another friend group, people that you feel are more aligned to you, to your values. You share mission and purpose in life with them, like you feel like you're on the same page. So you're going to naturally migrate closer now to them while you're detaching from the past friend. If this is a romantic partner or maybe even your spouse, there's been a lot of deception here, maybe on both of your parts. I don't know. I'm not going to sit here and judge. I do have 2 7 of Sword cards. So a lot of deception at play, regardless of who was, responsible for it. But your judgment call here in April is, I'm washing my hands clean of this. I'm done with this person. For some of you, you've been in the process of ending this out for the last year. For others of you, you've just known intuitively for the last year, I'm eventually going to leave this person. In that respect, it looks like April, you're leaving this person. But on the heels of you leaving this person, you have a new person come in. And although you're cautiously moving towards them, it looks like that's what you're doing. You are disengaging from that lover or closing out that relationship, and you have a new one on your heels coming in very quickly. I mean, this definitely is an overlap between closing out the old and starting the new. I want to get a little more information about the new for you, okay? Because some of you already know this person or know of this opportunity, and others of you don't. It's really going to come on the heels of it. If we want to look at this in terms of a housing situation, you've been wanting to leave this house or sell this house or get out of this lease or this apartment, for quite some time. Maybe you're working with a realtor or you're just doing things on your own, but you now have a new housing opportunity and you're seeing this as your out to leave this terrible housing situation. Maybe you have a landlord who doesn't take care of the place or the neighborhood's gone to shit. Whatever it is here for you, you're like, you know what, if I continue to stay here, I'm keeping myself small. I'm not happy. So I have the new opportunity here to move or to buy my own property. And I'm going to do that. And I'm going to detach from the current living situation or, the current toxic environment or landlord. And you're packing up and moving. And look, there's some remorse or regret here that this didn't work out, the job, the friendship, the love partnership. But you're already building the new and you're quite excited. I can't lie. You feel like this is a fresh start for you in your life. Look how, regardless of how wounded or weary you are because of what's closing out, that sun card comes in and it's like a breath of fresh air. It's like being stuck in the house all winter long. And now it's spring and you're like, oh my God, I get to leave the house. That's the feeling here. So you're very excited. So some of you, like I said, you already know as of April 3rd, when I'm doing this reading, that you have this opportunity or this person. And for others of you, there's going to come in as quite a shock when you're like, holy shit, I just broke up with this person. Or, you know what I mean? I'm already meeting this new person. But yeah, energetically, this is here. So I want to know about the new. Tell me about the new person. What does Pisces need to know about the new person? What do they need to know about the new person? The new boss, the new lover, the new friends. What do they need to know about the new person? New person, Page of Wands, new, Empress. There you are, whether you're masculine or feminine. The Magician. This is the person you manifested to heal from that toxic situation. Son of a bitch. You manifested this person. You manifested this person. Oh God, please bring me a better job. Please bring me a better living situation. Bring me the landlord I need, the lawyer I need, the lover I need. Like you manifested this person. So you were expecting this tower. You either have known of the tower, you were expecting the tower. So consciously or subconsciously, my love, you manifested this person to help you heal or detach or move on from this karmic cycle. That's what I'm going to call it. That was a karmic cycle. 5 of Wands, 8 of Pentacles, and 3 of Pentacles. There you are. You manifested this person to come in and help you work through the chaos, the conflict, the discord, starting your life over. Again, maybe finding a new job. Wow. Wow. And that doesn't mean you sat there one day and lit your candles and you're like, oh, please bring Marianne into my life. Like, and you didn't even know Marianne. Like, I don't think it was like a precise person. It was like, please bring me someone to help me with this or help me rebuild from this, help me heal from this, help me transition out of this. They're here. What else does Pisces need to know about the new person? 3 of Wands are going to help you move forward. 6 of Wands, 3 of Wands. One more card here about the new person. One more shuffle. Thank you. The Lovers. Yeah. You manifested this person to help get you out of a sticky or tricky or combative situation, environment, or connection. I think you're going to have the shortest read out of all of them. I'm so sorry. But I want to tell you, you got a big karmic cycle closing out with some remorse or regret that it didn't work out. Naturally, it is that way. You know, not to make the reading about me, I'm not a Pisces or anything, but to give you an understanding, when my marriage was closing out and I had told him that I wanted it over, I did not expect to be in a relationship a couple of months later. I mean, technically I was still legally married, although we were separated and living in different places. It's like, now I was just kind of waiting for the whole divorce process. I wasn't expecting to meet someone new. My friends were quite shocked. Oh, you dating someone already? You just left him like a couple of months ago. And I'm like, well, what am I supposed to do? I mean, emotionally, I was detached for 2 or 3 years before I told him it was over. I checked out. I grieved the loss while I was in it. So was I a little sorry that it came to an end after all those years? Of course. But I was also really super fucking happy to have a normal partner, someone I can connect with, someone that accepted me and my flaws. And, 6 years later, we're still together. So, and I maintained friends with the ex. We ended up having an amicable, resolution and everything. And he's been very helpful. My person had surgery last year and Tony still came around and helped us out with stuff. And so this doesn't have to end on a bad note. I don't know what this person did to you. I'm going to leave it up to you. I saw the 2 7 of sword cards. So you may not want to have anything to do with this person in the future, but maybe for others of you, you have kids. We saw a lot of pages on the table. So maybe there is a way for you to find a way to exist for the benefit of the kids, But this person you manifested, much like I manifested my new person when I didn't even realize I was doing it. If this is in terms of relocation, because I saw the 4 of Wands card in the pre-shuffle before I turned the camera on. So maybe for some of you it's relocation. Again, just using myself as an example so you don't feel alone. I know that I'm leaving this place within a year or 2. This is the town I moved to start a new life with my husband when I was married. But I'm, 6 years out now and I have my new person and we want to plant new roots elsewhere. So again, am I manifesting the realtor? Yes, actually she called. I was shocked. I was like, oh my God. I put in some info on a couple of different realtor websites. I didn't hear anything back. And then suddenly this person calls and he goes to me, you manifested Anne. And I'm like, did I? He's like, yeah, of course you did. He kept saying, oh God, please just have one of these realtors call me back. And she's the one who called back. So she's the one now that we're working with to look at these different properties. So it could be something like that. You're manifesting in the realtor or, the person's going to help you with the next chapter. Is it a little bittersweet that I have to leave this town? It isn't. It isn't. Part of me is, looking forward to leaving it behind. But another part of me is like, yeah, that would be the last thing I have to do to close out this that karmic chapter of my life. So it could be something like that for you. But take it how it resonates. Definitely have 2 chapters here overlapping and ending with one and the beginning of another. And you seem to be very excited about the beginning. This new person, whoever they are to you, they're excited about the beginning. I don't think they know that you manifested them into your life, but here they are. They're making the choice to help you move forward, to collaborate with you, to connect with you, and maybe for some of you to even get romantically involved with you, for those of you where this is an actual love partner. Let's get you some advice, and then we'll get you oracle cards, and we'll close it out with the kippers. 3 cards of advice here for Pisces. 3 cards of advice here for Pisces. How about 3 cards of advice how to just deal with the karmic cycle that's closing out for you? One more shuffle here. Thank you. Okay. We're going to take all of them because they did come out. We have the Empress. Again, that's how you showed up. 9 of Cups. Three of Swords, Queen of Pentacles, Queen of Swords, and the Nine of Swords. Okay, in terms of advice, I know you're really excited about the new. Please take time to heal. I know you're excited about the new job, the new living situation, the new romantic partner, but this heartbreak is going to continue to haunt you. So there's something about not bringing that emotional trauma with you into the next relationship. So there's a lot of nurturing here that needs to take place for you. Please take the time to do that. Hopping from one relationship to another. I know I said I did it, but I also, after I started my new relationship, I entered 18 months of therapy. I didn't expect it to go that long, but it did. Because then we went way back to childhood. Because I wanted to understand why I entered that marriage to begin with, where it fell apart, and what was my role in it falling apart. I couldn't put 100% on him. I needed to know what I did wrong, because now that I was entering this new connection, I didn't want to make the same mistake again. So again, just I'm not telling you you have to do therapy or 18 months like I did, but just make time that, to nurture this. Otherwise, it's a possibility you're going to carry it into the next connection. Okay, Two of Cups, the next connection. Let's get you some advice for that next connection, whomever, whatever that is for you individually. Second deacon in Gemini. So you might need to, like I said, communicate this out. Now you could do online therapy. That's what I did. Privacy in my own home. Totally anonymous. Pay as you go. And you can do something like that if you want. Or you can do in person. But there's definitely something here about communicating about this wound. I don't think you should bottle it inside. 3 cards of advice on how you can deal with the new person. One more shuffle. Thank you. The new person. 6 of Pentacles, Knight of Cups, and the 6 of Swords. Bottom of the deck, Knight of Wands, 9 of Wands, and 4 of Swords. And the King of Swords here at the bottom of the deck. Yeah, there's definitely something about just going slow. Don't overgive. You might be so excited for the new job or the new relationship. Just take it slow. This is a regretful but necessary transition in your life. You're closing out one and you're opening up the other. Take it slow. Knight of Cups would be you accepting the offer from this person, but it's also the second slowest night. It's not the Knight of Wands, and it's not the Knight of Wands, and not the Knight of Swords. It's Knight of Pentacles, Knight of Cups is the next one. So like just progress slowly, see how it goes, open yourself up to it, but there's still something here. The Knight of Wands is looking back into the past. So don't forget, you still got to close this out from the past or heal from the past. You're still wounded. And then we have 4 of Swords. So if it's a romantic partnership, I'm just going to tell you to take it slow like I did. I mean, look at us. We're now 6 years later. Now we're talking about getting a place together, what life would be like. I didn't want to rush it. And he had to go through his own wrapping up of his stuff as well. So we kind of were sort of both in the same place at that time. Just take the transition slow. There's no need to rush. This person's on your path. You're super excited. They clearly know what you're going through. Continue to communicate with them about it. Keep them in the loop of why you're moving so slow. You don't want to get hurt again. You're still processing feelings. Those are all the things that I told him. I didn't want to jump into a new relationship right away. I also saw a good thing when I saw it. I also didn't want to pass him up either. But yeah, just take it slow and definitely heal that 3 of Swords. Any other advice for the new offer or opportunity? One more shuffle. Thank you. 5 of Wands, Knight of Pentacles, take it slow, and the Lovers. Yeah, just take it slow and communicate, right? The Lovers is Mercury. Mercury rules communication. So just take it slow. I would let this person know, I'm really excited to take this job, but I was really burned at the last job. So it's not that I'm disconnected at the new place of employment. I'm just going to take it a little bit slow, acclimating to the new environment and getting to know my new coworkers and all that stuff, because I really got burned last time. I just feel like open communication here. I really like getting to know you as a new person. If this is someone new you're dating, but man, my past person really burns me. And you don't have to give them too many details, but there's just like, I just need to go slow because I'm still processing this, or I'm still in the process of closing it out again. I don't know where you are on that timeline. Let's get you some oracle cards. But yeah, communication here is going to be key. Let the new person know what it is that you're processing or dealing. Again, not too many details, but just enough so they understand your reluctance or why you're not immediately jumping in. But I see you inside giggling like a little kid. I think you're loving the new opportunity and the new lease on life that you have. Growth, growth, vision, brave heart, bottom of the deck, home. So for some of you, this is relocation or will lead to you relocating in the future. Yeah, kind of like it did for me. So might not be right, you know, immediately in the month of April, but it very well could lead to you now relocating. 3 oracle cards here, please, for Pisces for April. One more shuffle. Thank you. I'll read these to you in a second. Twilight Glow, Elder's Wisdom, Ancient Drum. Bottom of the deck, deep Sea. Yeah, it's a lot of emotions there. 3 more cards here. Attaining Peace, Standing Strong, and Inner Power. Bottom of the deck, Growing. Growing, growing. So you have growth. Root yourself for personal growth and self-improvement. So stay grounded during the month of April. Again, you have one cycle closing out, one cycle beginning. Embrace the in-between. That's kind of where I see you in the month of April. Magic happens at twilight. Make sure you're getting good, adequate sleep at night. You have attaining peace. I turn within to discover the source of my experiences and to find peace in seeking truth. The treasures I uncover within myself hold greater value than any external wealth. Step by step, I continue my spiritual journey, freeing myself and rising higher, and I am attaining true inner peace. Yeah. Once this is completely closed out, I think you're going to have a peace in your life you did not have before. I mean, how could you have peace with someone where you have 2 7 of Sword cards and 2 10 of Sword cards? There was really no peace there. Brave heart. I think you hung in there for as long as you could. Face the world with fearlessness, breaking through all of the boundaries with courage. That's what I see you doing. Elder's wisdom. Seek guidance from elders. Their experience is a beacon. So again, someone here that you can speak to. Could be a parent, trusted friend, advisor. Sometimes the Queen of Swords can be an attorney. So for some of you, you might need to get an attorney for this. Again, if that's like a divorce that you're going through. Sometimes Queen of Swords shows up that way. And for others of you, it could just be a therapist, someone who's very nurturing to you. Then you have Stand Strong. I remain positive, facing challenges with strength and courage. I refuse to be swayed by negativity. Standing tall, I embrace each moment with joy and peace, trusting my future is in God's hands or divine's hands, source's hands, universe hands. Some people get offended when I say God. I can't help it. That's what's on the card. Then you have Vision. Look to the future with foresight and make wise choices. Yeah, you have a whole new beginning, whole new dawn, whole new day. This cycle, this chapter here is closing out for you. Again, we have another circle here. It's completed, cycle's completed, or you're on your way to completing it. Feel the heartbeat of the earth, connect with its rhythm, and you have inner power. I recognize my significance and embrace my true strength. In the face of adversity, I remain steadfast. If I stumble, I rise, knowing I am filled with the power of the universe. I accept and appreciate myself, for I hold the most precious treasures within. The light of the universe shines through me. Amen, it does. So yeah, for some of you, it is this will become a catalyst for relocation. Or maybe, like I said, some of you are finding that new home if you're already in the process of looking for one. Deep Sea, there's lots of emotions here. So make sure you take time to process them. And then you have Growing. I'm here on this earth to learn, discover, and grow. So I want to pull some cards for you. What was the lesson? Because everyone is in our life for a lesson, regardless of how long that person was in your life and regardless of who they are. Before we close it out with the Kippers, I always get this close to staying at the 30-minute mark. And then I'm like, no, if this were my reading, I would want to know. So what was the lesson with this other person? I mean, I see you here twice in the Empress. Maybe that's self-love, taking your power back, learning how to stand up for yourself. What was the lesson with this other person? Ace of Wands. Everything I said is the truth. The Page of Cups, the Moon, the Two of Wands, and Justice. The lesson. Clarify that a little bit more for me. 4 more cards, clarifying Page of Cups, the Moon, Two of Wands, and Justice. One more shuffle. Thank you. 8 of Pentacles, 7 of Pentacles, the World, and the 10 of Pentacles, bottom of that Page of Wands. When you receive an offer or opportunity from someone similar in the future, This person was supposed to show you that if you have doubts or fears or anxieties, or something's not sitting well with you, or you think something is off, don't suppress them. Don't ignore the red flags. Don't be like, oh, it's just me. I'm being anxious. Don't blame it on yourself. It's your intuition trying to tell you something's wrong here. So in the future, when you're connecting with a new boss, a new romantic partner, or a realtor, or again, whoever this was for you, a new friend, before you just jump into future planning and this is going to be my best friend for life, or this is the person I'm marrying, or this is the job I'm going to be at until I retire, there's something here about not ignoring the intuition. The first thing that came out to me was all the red, all three cards, the red sleeves, the red pants, the red lobster, the red cape and jacket, and then the red in the justice card. And justice is Libra. Libra rules the house of marriage, relationships, partnerships, whether they're professional, platonic, or romantic. So don't get so excited when you get a new offer or someone turns their head their way or they say something nice to you. If your intuition is telling you something's off, if you feel anxious, if your energy is different, if after you're done interacting with this person you feel tired or depleted, don't continue to move forward. If the relationship is not balanced, don't think investing more time to get to know the person. Don't spend years just to realize you should have closed this out a long time ago. So this person's intended purpose was to teach you to slow down when it comes to offers and opportunities. So you don't rush first and then you get stuck with, sunk cost fallacy of, oh God, I've been in this for 7 years. Now I have to stay married to them. You know what I mean? That was that person's whole purpose. That's the world card. That was the lesson. You've now graduated it. So now you're on to something new. But this is third decan of Virgo, 10 of Pentacles. So that was a lesson you had to learn, a wound that you had. And maybe that's what you did. You went from one job to another, to another, to another. You never actually did the research on the company, or you went from one group to another that you volunteered with, or one romantic partner to another. And it's like you always doubted your intuition, which is so odd for you, Pisces, because that's so unlike you. But for those of you where this message resonates, that connection or that experience was supposed to teach you, if something right off the bat feels off or balance, or your intuition is telling you, hold on, go slow, something's wrong here, we need to get more information, do that. Don't ignore your intuition next time. And I don't think you will. I don't see you doing that, because I see you here going, okay, I'm super, super excited when I get the offer. And then I see you going, okay, I got to slow it down just a bit. So I think for most of you, you've learned this lesson. You've now completed it. That is what I have for you for April 2026. Pisces, I hope you didn't go anywhere. So I started cleaning up from your reading and I realized I did not pull Kipper cards for you. So let's do that. We're going to get 2 cards for the first row, 2 cards for the second, and 2 cards for the last row. For Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements for April 2026. 2 cards for the top row, please. Marriage, and in the reverse, toil and labor. So whether it's a marriage or it is just a soul contract that you have or a legal contract, this is one that you're deciding to no longer put any effort or labor into. No longer wanting to work on it. 2 cards here for the middle row, please. You have mature woman, kind of came out on the side. You have high honor, and you have courthouse. I have 1 card on the mature woman. We have house. So yeah, great fortune. So I kind of feel like this is your in-between. Remember, you had that 1 card that says the in-between. So there's like the severance of one connection while you are moving forward, building a structure with another one. So you're definitely in the in-between. You could be mature, man. Don't be offended by that. And 2 cards here for the last row. You have false person. And you have message in the reverse. So that's that karmic person that you're leaving behind. Message in reverse. Can I get 1 card on message in reverse, please? Main female in reverse. Bottom of the deck, the lovers. So if you are moving forward, like I said, you're leaving, we'll call it person A, moving towards person B. You're not telling person A about person B. That appears to be what's happening here. You're not telling the old job all the details about the new job. You're not telling the friend that you're walking away from all the information about the new person. You're excommunicating yourself from this group or the affiliation you have with, community group, religious group, political group. You're not telling them about the new. This is in the hidden. whatever it is here that you're moving towards anew. And certainly if you are separating or divorcing or something like that, one lover, you're not telling them anything about the new. The message about the new person is not being transmitted or communicated to the false person that you're leaving behind. Lovers, great fortune, and distant horizons. What a different life you're going to have 3 to 6 months from now. And it all begins in April, it looks like, of 2026. Unexpectedly, new offer opportunity comes in. So yeah, definitely pay attention to that. So your life is changing. You're closing out one cycle and you're opening up another. Please be gentle with yourself during that process. That's what I have for you, Pisces. If you like that message, it resonates with you, you want to claim all or part of it, please be sure to click like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hype the video if you're able to do that. And until I read for you again, I am wishing you light, love, and peace.